Hello, welcome back. This is Insti and I'm continuing playing Discworld Noir. Yes, I have to apologize that Dracula's song in the first part is quite low. Apparently it's tied to the music, which it makes sense. But the problem is if I up the music, then it kind of drowns everything down. So I do apologize about the low sound of the music. I'll have to see, but yeah, had I known that, I didn't realize there would be a music part in there, so had I known, I probably could have put the sound on more. Hopefully the other the sounds are okay overall. It's quite hard to get it right with this old game, but yeah. And yeah, first episode was quite a slow one. To be honest, I'm thinking it will continue slow in this overall this game, but I can't check them. Oh, what happened there? I'm stuck.
The troll stepped out of the shadows like light was too intimidated to illuminate him. He seemed like the quiet sort, but you got the feeling that if you stepped out of line, you'd get your teeth kicked down your throat. For that matter, he could kick your throat down your chest and your chest through your legs. But I was hoping it wouldn't come to that, because none of my clothes would fit.
Find Therma.
Sorry, friend, I don't understand.
Find Therma.
You want me to find Therma? Is that it? Well, what is it? A person? A thing? Look, if we're going to carry out a conversation, it'd help for you to talk.
Find Therma.
Okay, find Therma. What's your name, friend? There was something about a troll that big that made you want to call him friend.
Malachite. Find Therma. You've got to find her.
I wasn't about to argue with a troll that could twist my head off and use it as a cocktail onion. Okay, friend, what can you tell me about her? Any suggestions of where I should start looking?
Used to sing at the Octarine Ballad. Find Therma. Gotta find Therma.
How can I contact you?
Find Therma.
That was all he said. I guess he wasn't very bright. But then there's things under damp logs that are brighter than most trolls.
So yes. Oh. Fortunately, I managed to get out of the pseudopolis because I got stuck. Let's see if I can go back. Can I ask you about Therma? Are you okay, Nobby?
You could say this about Nub.
Oh.
Well, good.
There's the same thing. Come
Hello again. Hello.
on. Hello. Therma?
Have you heard of a singer called Therma? Never heard of her.
That's sad. About Malachite?
I don't suppose you know a troll named Malachite. Not Mount Malachite. Describe him. Big, tall, stupid, not very talkative. That's the one. He went down for theft years ago. I seem to remember he had an accomplice. An accomplice? Yeah. He denied it, but we all thought he was working with someone. I don't reckon he was the brains of the outfit. What happened? He escaped. Not that long ago either. As far as I know, he's on the lam. Why? You've seen him? No. Just interested.
Interesting. So now we probably know why. Where's my? There it is. It sometimes get lost because, like I said, there's no borders, so it can go quite far away. We have Pseudopolis, we have Octarine Parrot, Cafe Ankh, Lewton's office. I'll pop by to Lewton's office, see if something's happening there. Then we go a Cafe Ankh and finally Octarine Parrot. I remember that fine Therma. No one in here. Okay, that's good. So let's go to Cafe Ankh. Okay, I think we are fine to just go forward. Yeah, I'm a little annoyed that I didn't remember that song part, so I could have put the volume.
I thought I told you never to Ilsa. I thought I would never see her again. I prayed that I'd never see her again. But either the gods didn't listen, or they were having a laugh at my expense. Knowing the gods of the Discworld, I had a pretty good idea which. Play it again, Sam. You know what? No one's ever going to believe you said that. Hello, Ilsa. How long's it been?
Too long.
That's funny. I was thinking that it wasn't long enough.
Aren't you pleased to see me?
Sure. Like a jellyfish praying for the tide to come in.
What's that supposed to mean?
If I always knew what I meant, I'd be a genius.
Back then, you always knew what to say.
I still know what to say. I just choose not to.
You're getting a big kick out of making me feel cheap, aren't you? Well, maybe I had it coming.
Hey, don't take my side. You'll take all the fun out of it.
Okay, so Ilsa. And definitely a Casablanca reference, although if I remember correctly, Bogart never said "play it again," Sam. It might be... It's something similar, maybe even just "play it, Sam" or something like that. And if I remember correctly, Ilsa is also the female from the woman from the Casablanca. I think Ingrid Bergman was the actress. If I'm correct, it might be. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Just let's continue with talking.
I spent years rehearsing what I'd say if I saw you again. What I'd ask you. I tried to imagine what you'd say.
But now I'm here. You can't think of anything to say?
Now you're here, and I just want to slap you. Just once. Across the cheek.
What will that prove?
That I still haven't forgiven you.
You're not making this easy, Lewton.
Did you think I would? Did you think I'd just come bouncing up to you like a trained puppy? Maybe I'd wag my tail and wait for you to throw me a stick. Well, I'm never going to be another woman's dog for as long as I live.
That's cruel.
Not as cruel as the day you left me.
Ouch, quite harsh. And to be honest, we are working for Carlotta, so yeah, we are kind of like a dog at the moment. The song.
What made you ask for that song?
I was feeling sentimental.
It's good to know that you still remember me.
How could I forget?
I don't know. But you managed to leave. I figured you'd probably manage to forget as well.
Never.
I tried to forget you. I tried to forget the day you left. I tried to forget the good times. I tried to drown your memory in cheap whiskey.
And did you forget?
I don't remember.
I still remember you. That's what the song means to me. It's everything that's good about our time together.
You got lucky, Elsa. You got all the good memories, and I got all the bad.
It didn't have to be like that.
It's always like that.
I have to say the voice acting is tremendous in this game. I could just listen to, basically just watch it all to play out. Anyways, all times.
I suppose you have some explanation for what you did. Some pat excuse that'll make everything all right.
There's no excuse for what I did.
At least we agree on one thing.
Why do you hate me so much?
Because I had everything when I had you. And when you left, you took everything with you. It's easy to hate someone who took it all away from you.
It hurts to hear you talk like this.
Good.
And yeah, definitely Noir-esque dialogue. And could be almost from the Casablanca. I haven't seen that movie in a good while. I can't even remember. To be honest, we are going to go and ask quite a lot of things because she is the person we need to see. We have Mundy case and Therma case, but let's start with the Mundy.
Have you met a man named Mundy?
Yes, there was a man named Mundy on the ship we came in on. He kept himself to himself mostly.
What can you tell me about him?
He seemed nervous.
Anything else?
I remember him going down to the cargo hold at one point. He looked really shifty, as if he was hiding something.
Is that it?
That's all I can think of.
Well, we have the text about Milka.
So, you came in on the Milka, did you?
Yes.
Alone?
No, I came with a companion.
It figures.
What?
Women like you are never alone.
I've been alone.
You know nothing about loneliness. You know nothing about what it's like to not know why you've been abandoned. You don't know what it's like to watch your career slip away because the one thing you care about has been taken from you. You don't know what it's like to spend years going into restaurants and asking for a table for one.
You don't eat in restaurants.
Okay, but if I did, that's what I'd ask for.
Why did you ask about the Milka?
You came aboard in Ecclepon, right? With a man.
Yes, his name's Two Conkers. How did you know?
It's my job to know.
You're being paid to find out where people board ships?
No, I'm a private investigator.
Two Conkers. Okay, now we know about that.
Ilsa had told me she was traveling with a man named Two Conkers. For now, that was all I needed to know.
Okay, but that's not what I was supposed to do. So we asked Mundy and Milka. So let's ask about Carlotta. Does she know about Carlotta?
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
I've not met them. Sorry.
Okay, but you didn't really answer the question. Do you know? Met them. Interesting. Al-Khali.
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali?
I've not met them. Sorry.
Okay, so maybe I shouldn't think too much about that answer. Malachite?
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
I've not met them. Sorry.
And Therma is probably also not. No?
Do you know anyone named Therma?
I've not met them. Sorry.
Okay. And
Ilsa had told me she was...
Oh.
For now...
So yeah, we can't discuss about that. Mysterious murders.
Tell me one thing, Ilsa. Are you involved in these murders?
What?
The murders. They started when you arrived in town.
I can't believe that you would think such a thing. That's terrible. I mean, I know I've done some bad things, but I've never killed anyone in all my life.
Just checking.
Well, that's done. There's no point to ask about those. Let's see if we can find out anything about this.
Can you read this?
Yes, it says Pier 5.
What language?
Agatean.
How do you know an obscure language like that?
Actually, Two Conkers is from the counterweight continent. I learnt it from him.
I thought that people weren't allowed to leave the Agatean Empire.
Oh, things have freed up these days.
I'd be careful who you tell about Two Conkers, Ilsa.
Why?
People can be funny about foreigners, and there's always been rumors about the Empire. They say they use powerful magic there. The last time one of them arrived here, the city got burned down.
Two Conkers isn't going to burn the city down.
You know that, and I know that. But the average man on the street doesn't know that. They see the unknown as a threat.
Why? Two Conkers is harmless. No one's that stupid.
Let me let you in on a little-known secret. You know how stupid the average person is?
I think so, yes.
Well, statistically, half of them are even dumber than that.
Salt of the earth. You know. Morons.
I found this on the Milka. Does it mean anything to you?
A piece of cardboard with a number on it?
I think it might have something to do with Mundy.
If you've constructed murder and a giant conspiracy out of that, I'm going to be very impressed.
Not yet, but I'm working on it.
Interesting. She might... that might be actually the truth. Conspiracy of murders and whatnot. I think we've asked everything we can.
Hello again.
Hello yourself.
Can I...
So, you're the captain of the Milka.
Okay.
Tough journey.
Okay, that's the same thing as normally. Let's ask you... I wish it would go faster. We have... did I ask Al-Khali? I'll try.
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali?
There no one I know.
Okay, Malachite.
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
There no one I know.
Fine. Therma.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
There no one I know.
Right. Ilsa and two conquers.
Do the names Ilsa and two conquers mean anything to you?
How many names is that?
2.
Apparently not.
They were on your ship.
Ah, I see. Ask me that question again.
Do the names Ilsa and two conquers mean anything to you?
Yes, they were on my ship.
You're not gonna tell me anything useful, are you?
It's not looking likely, is it?
Okay, that was funny. Murders. We have asked about murders. So I don't think there's anything we can do at the moment in here. So let's leave. Okay, I'm gonna double click. We are outside. What else we can do? We have Pier 5, obviously, which we need to check. I'll go to the Pseudopolis and then Octarine Parent, and after that Pier 5, unless something new comes up. Because I want to see if he knows anything about Ilsa.
Hello again. Hello.
Notebook, Therma, Malachite. No. Up. Ilsa and two conquers.
It didn't seem worth asking about that.
Okay. Fine. That means we are going to Octarine Parrot. That sounds interesting. Mankin stage notice board.
I couldn't imagine who would pay attention to the notices in a seedy dive like the Parrot, but I guess they were of interest to someone.
Okay.
Come and see the greatest historical tragedy ever told, Antilogy and Cleffatara, Hwell's masterpiece as 'twas meant to be performed by actors. Eat at Harga's House of Ribs, all you can gobble for $1, menu available. Famous wherever huge appetites gather and mountainous stomachs rumble. The amazing panacea that cures all known ills. Cut me own throat dibblers, genuine authentic soggy Mountain Dew. Guaranteed to cure all problems or your money back.
Oh.
Come and see the great Eat at Harg, the amazing panacea that
What did he
cures
say
all
after this?
known ills. Cut me own throat dibblers, genuine authentic soggy Mountain Dew. Guaranteed to cure all problems or your money back. Ah, there's some small print. Guarantee will not be honored.
Okay. Quite a high note. Stage.
The stage, where performers go up in front of a drunken crowd and sell their dignity to earn enough money to barely live on. It made me think that all the discs a stage and all the people players. Unfortunately, I felt like I'd been cast as an extra in my own life story.
Oh, and Sapphire.
Can we talk?
Certainly look that way. Move mouth, waggle tongue. Yeah, it all working.
My name's Lewton.
Sapphire.
I could already tell that Sapphire was a troll who could look after herself. I knew I'd have to watch my step around her. It was quite a long way round her, too, and not the pretty way.
Okay.
You been a singer here long?
Long enough.
Long enough for what?
Long enough to want to be singing somewhere else.
Sapphire.
Tell me about yourself.
I'd tell you about myself in 4 words. Big ideas, small results.
Why did you become a singer?
Aren't many jobs for a troll like me. And at least this one honest.
Is honesty important to you?
As much as anything else.
I'm guessing nothing much matters to you right now, Sapphire.
You catch on quick, Lewton.
Well, to be honest, that big ideas part, I have same problem. Anyways, Mankin.
What do you know about the barman?
Mankin? Not much. Know that him a bigger loser than me.
How come?
He owns this place. At least Sapphire leave if Sapphire wants to.
Why don't you leave?
Where would I go? No place on disc for a troll like me. Spend our whole lives waiting for break. Just one chance to come our way that can seize in both hands tightly. But it never come. Or if it do, we don't recognize it. So we go back to grind of job we hate. And just keep on ticking each day, one step closer to end.
Do you do children's parties?
Have to say, she's quite insightful. Let's start the questioning parade. Obviously, we are going to question...
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
Sapphire know a lot of people, but don't know everyone, mister.
Okay, I was going to click up, but I have to be careful. Basically, we are going to go through everything. Mundy.
I gave Sapphire Mundy's description in the hope that she'd seen him around.
Don't ring no bells, honey, but that don't mean much. We get lots of humans through here, and they all look the same to me.
Okay, do you know anything about Milka?
Do you know anything about the Milka?
Ask too many questions and a girl loses interest.
Okay, nothing then. Carlotta?
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Sapphire know a lot of people, but don't know everyone, mister.
Fine. Khali?
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali?
Sapphire know a lot of people.
Fine.
I don't suppose you'd know a big troll called Malachite.
Sure, he troll a few words, 'cause he don't know that many.
Do you know where I could find him?
Sapphire not seen him in years, but you try Rodin's workshop. He used to hang out there.
So we got a new place to go. Therma. Probably you should know about her.
Have you heard of a troll singer named Therma? She used to work here.
Huh, a troll singer named Therma.
What's so funny?
Huh, nothing. Sure, Sapphire know her.
Know where I could find her?
Try morgue. She dead. Her house on Tallow Street collapsed while back now. We trolls may be tough, but we're not indestructible. Rumors say she was practicing her moves and knocked out load-bearing beam. Brought whole place down on top of her. That's why Sapphire never practiced.
That's the only reason.
That, and I don't wanna.
Know where she's buried?
Sapphire don't know, but think they buried her under stage name Madame Lodestone.
Madame Lodestone?
Sure, on account of how attractive she was.
Okay. We know about Malachi, Therma, and Madame Lodestone. Do we need to ask? Well, obviously mysterious murders. Yeah, mysterious murders. Come on. There you are.
Word is there's been a lot of strange murders recently.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Why not?
There are a lot of strange people in this city.
Okay, so nothing new there. I'm gonna ask this. It probably
Does
doesn't.
this mean anything to you?
Ask too many questions.
So no.
Can you read this?
Ask too...
No. So we are done, at least for now. We can't go... It seems like we... Notice board and probably outside. Let's check the bar and then we talk with the mankin. I'm guessing he's an elf.
The bar looked almost as appealing as every other bar in town to me. But the drinks didn't exactly fill you with confidence.
Okay, did I check Sapphire? I mean, looking at her.
The troll singer was something else. I didn't know what, but she was something.
Oh yes, we didn't. Mankin. Come on.
The bartender was a half-elf called Mankin, and I knew he wouldn't appreciate someone coming into his place and asking questions. Fortunately, I didn't care what he appreciated.
So we are gonna ask him about the questions. Is it so that his left ear is normal and right ear is elf ear? It seemed like it. Seems like
Can
it.
I help you? You could sell me a drink. What's your poison? I'd prefer whiskey straight with a whiskey chaser. You didn't come here to drink, did you? Well, I didn't come here for the sparkling conversation. Most of the customers go squeak, squeak.
Okay, I was wrong. He does have elf ears.
This seems like a nice place. No, it doesn't. It seems like what it is. A wretched hive of scum and villainy. It's tough to get to the top in that field. You could have that on a sign outside. Come to the Octarine Parrot, the most wretched hive of scum and villainy this side of the Ankh. Are you being funny? Apparently not. You look a little nervous. I can't shake the feeling that sooner or later someone is going to get their arm cut off.
Ah, and there's a reference to Star Wars. Octarine Parrot.
Have you always owned the parrot? No. It used to be a troll bar. I took over the place after the riots. Did you keep any of the staff? Sure. I kept anyone who wanted to stay and wasn't too badly injured by the riots. But there's something about a group of rioting trolls that makes people reluctant to walk back into a place. Or indeed unable. Did you keep any singers on the staff? Only Sapphire.
Interesting. Mankin?
It's not often I see a half-elf bartender. Be honest. It's not often you see a half-elf. Okay, you got me. What's the deal? I don't like to talk about it. I thought elves were supposed to be irrepressibly likable, so that they can get away with whatever acts of cruelty they want. Like cats. Well, I'm not an elf, all right? That's the problem, isn't it? Everyone can see that you've got elf blood in you, but you've got none of the advantages. All you get is people's prejudice. I don't like your manner. I'm not selling it.
Okay. Sapphire?
Tell me about Sapphire. Why don't you just talk to her yourself? Just don't bother her while she's working, all right?
Fine, fine. Now we are starting the questioning again. You can see the pattern forming. You need to talk everything with everyone. Mundy.
I gave Mencken Mundy's description and asked if he'd seen him. He told me that he hadn't. Maybe I could trust him. A half-elf doesn't need to make any more enemies.
So, Milka.
Do you know anything about the Milka? If you asked fewer questions, maybe you'd get more answers.
That was only a second question. Carlotta.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta? I know a lot of people. That doesn't mean I want to talk about them with you.
Fine.
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali? I know a lot of people. That doesn't...
Okay, Malachite.
Do you know of a troll who goes by the name of Malachite? Tall, terse, and dense, in both senses of the word. Might have been one of the customers from when this used to be a troll bar, but I wouldn't know him if he was.
True. Therma.
Do you know someone named Therma? She used to sing here. That'd be before my time. Sapphire might know. She knew all the troll singers from back before I took over the parrot.
Interesting. Ilsa and two conkers.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers? I know a lot of people.
Okay, fine.
Do you know anything about the recent murders? Only what you're about to tell me. You're not very helpful, are you? Just because I don't want to help you doesn't mean I'm not helpful generically. Say, I do like your hard-boiled dialogue. How long do you boil it? About 12 minutes from when the water begins to bubble.
Okay. Lodestone.
Heard of a troll singer named Madame Lodestone? Sooner or later, you're gonna get tired of me telling you to talk to Sapphire.
So I think we're done with you for now. Let's ask.
Can you read this? Nope.
About scrap.
Does this mean anything to you? A tiny piece of cardboard? It means you got far too much time on your hands.
That is true. Can I ask you about my purse?
I suppressed the urge to ask for money. I was broke, sure, but I wasn't that desperate.
Okay, fine. I think we're done here, at least for the moment. So let's go outside. What do we have now? We have suitable... didn't we get... Oh, Rodan's workshop. It's over there. Pier 5 and Rodan's workshop. I'll go first for the Rodan's workshop. Now that is interesting piece of equipment. Let's check the statue.
All I knew about the statue was that it was a work in progress.
Okay. We can go there. Let's...
At first glance, Rodan looked like a typical sculptor. On closer examination, I decided he was much less.
Okay.
You wouldn't happen to be Rodan, would you?
Ah, I know that one. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Take your time.
Yes. Yes, I think I am Rodan. How can I be sure?
Beats me. I had a note from my mother the day they did philosophy at school.
You must conceive form in depth.
Why?
Do you know, I don't remember.
It figures.
What do you make of this?
I stared at the statue he was working on. Face to face with art, we shuffle our feet and apologize. We say, I don't know much about art, but I know what I like. Well, most people do. I can't even say I know what I like. But that's not the point. The point is that if knowing what you like is good enough for shoes and drinks and women, what's wrong with applying the same rule to art? I guess people don't like to look stupid. Personally, I think art's for guys who couldn't do basic maths.
Do you like it?
Well, I don't know much about art. Sometimes I could be such a coward.
Okay. Well, that was in-depth analysis, and let's talk.
So you're a sculptor, then?
Yes. Yes, I'm reasonably sure I am. Something like that, anyway.
Why do I get the feeling that you aren't going to be much good at small talk?
Hear me both. Let's start the questioning. And let's go as far we can go. Okay. Mundy.
Do you know anything about a man named Mundy?
Where do I know that name from?
It wasn't hard to lose patience with Rodan. Every day probably took him by complete surprise.
So no. Milka?
Do you know anything about the Milka?
Ooh. That's familiar.
Rodan wasn't good at remembering details like his name or my name or what year it was.
I have to say they made the great character, but I have to ask those questions because if I stop now, there's probably something I need to know from him. With my luck at least. And if I ask everything, probably he doesn't know anything at all.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Please stop.
Where do I know that name from?
It wasn't hard to lose patience with Rodan. Every day.
Okay, he doesn't know about that Al-Khali.
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali? It wasn't hard. Every day probably took him by complete...
Okay, Malachite, that he should know.
Do you know a troll named Malachite?
Malachite. Malachite. It sounds familiar.
In your own time.
I think he works for me. Or he did work for me. No, I think he must still work for me. Look, there he is over there.
Okay, and do you know about Therma?
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Where do I know that name from?
It wasn't hard to lose patience.
Okay. Ilsa and Two Conquerors.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conquerors? It wasn't every day.
Murders.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about the recent murders, would you?
Oh, murders. Yes.
Murders. When people are killed.
No. Don't know anything about that. Sorry.
I was a little excited for a while there, but yeah. Do you know anything about Lodestone?
Have you heard of a troll named Madame Lodestone?
Madame Lodestone, the fount of all relief. Relief, relief to be observed and not outlined. Relief tours determination. That's the main thing. To hope, tremble, to be drunk. It's a man's life in the Imperial Artists.
You're not making any sense.
Sorry.
Okay, I think we're done with you for now. Let's go and see the Malachite. That's interesting contraption. There's the malachite. Can I see anything else? No.
Malachite was the biggest troll I'd ever seen. Actually, malachite was the biggest living thing I'd ever seen, and possibly the dumbest, too.
Come on, malachite is a...
You're a tough troll to find, malachite. You could say something. Okay, so I'll do the talking.
Okay, let's go with the Madame Lodestone.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think Therma might be dead. Her house collapsed. She's been gone a while. Are you going to say something?
Need to see the body.
The body?
Find Therma. Need to see body.
Okay, the body. No problem. Sheesh.
Can I ask you about malachite?
There didn't seem much point. He wasn't likely to say anything. Frankly, he wasn't likely to say. It was looking like the only way to get through to this guy was with a chisel.
Okay, I didn't realize he was going to talk so much. Mysterious murders.
Do you know anything about the recent murders in Ankh-Morpork? Malachite listened to what I said, but said nothing. He wasn't what you'd call the prince of repartee.
Right. Ilsa and Two Conquers?
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conquers? Malachite was as talkative as a corpse, and only slightly more attractive.
Oh, come on, he's fine looking. Al-Khali?
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali? Malachite was as talkative as a corpse, and
Okay. Carlotta?
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta? Malachite was as talkative...
Right, so
Do you know a woman named Malachite was as...
Again, I need to click more on the left side. Milka.
Do you know anything about the Milka? Malachite listened to what I said, but said nothing. He wasn't what you'd call...
Mundy.
Do you know anything about a man named Mundy? Malachite was...
So no. Can we...
So how you been keeping, Malachite? Okay, I guess you don't want to talk about that. This where you're staying at the moment? I guess you're not going to talk about that either. Heard any good jokes recently? How many trolls does it take to change a lamp wick? Want me to give you a clue?
Okay. I think we're done here, so we can leave. Where's the crop? There. Almost. There it is. And let's go outside. Weird characters, I have to say. So what do we have left? We have obviously Pier 5. We need to get the body. Probably have to go and talk to Pseudopolis Yard. So I'll probably go to the Pier 5. I'll go and check the Lewton's office if anything happens there. No, nothing. No. Out. Damn spot. So Pier 5 and then Pseudopolis. I'll take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay, what do we have here? We can go over there. We've got some crates, doors. I'm guessing he's not letting us in.
The watchman had a look of mad dedication about him. It was the kind of look that could only be achieved by someone whose job was so mind-numbingly tedious that their only pleasure came from being blisteringly unhelpful to everyone who came along.
So I'm guessing he doesn't want to talk to us.
I take it you're the watchman for this warehouse?
Wow, you're sharp. People never work that out. I mean, there are so many reasons that I might want to be out here on a pier in the middle of nowhere, but you went straight to the fact that I'm a watchman. Well done.
That's a real talent you've got there. It usually takes me much longer to take a dislike for someone.
I don't think he cares about it. Let's see if he wants to talk to us.
Let me guess. Not only are you the watchman for this warehouse, but you are so bored that anyone who comes along is a target for abuse.
You're good. I'll give you that. Sharp as a pancake. What brings you here?
Research. I'm on an investigation.
You with the watch?
No, I work alone.
So you're a criminal.
This is Ankh-Morpork. We're all guilty of something.
I'm not. Pure as the driven snow.
Oh, yeah? Well, you've just directly violated the patrician's laws about groundless metaphor.
What?
Well, can you prove to me that you're as pure as snow?
Ah, but that wasn't a metaphor. That was a simile.
Because, of course, the patrician is going to be swayed by a pedantic defense like that.
I guess you have a point.
I have to say the dialogue in this game is tremendous. Let's see what you are willing to talk about, Mundy.
When I gave Mundy's description to the watchman, he became animated. Well, not that animated, but more animated than he had been.
That's the one. He tried to break into the warehouse the other night.
You're sure?
Or maybe I just like stringing you along for fun.
What happened?
I scared him off. I'd like to know where he is now, though. It doesn't look good to have people get away with breaking into a place like this. Bad for our reputation.
Oh, I'm sure. Because everyone respects you, and this would just put a total stop to all those dinner party invitations.
Oi, watch it.
Okay, fine. Milka.
Heard of the Milka?
Sure, put it in my coffee,
It's a ship.
Yeah, I know. Just winding you up.
Well, I'm already about as tightly wound as I'm going to get. Unless you were planning to use me as an alarm clock, I'd start thinking about being cooperative.
Where's the fun in that?
The Milka?
Oh, yeah. All I can tell you is that they unloaded their cargo here.
What was their cargo?
Oh, I couldn't tell you that. That'd be violating Watchman cargo confidentiality.
There's no such thing.
Oh, all right. I just don't want to tell you then. Satisfied?
Ecstatic.
Fair enough. Now we know about that. So we know Milka emptied his cargo over here. We need to see that. And Mundy also wanted to get a hold of it. Carlotta.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Sorry, I don't get to socialise much with this job. It's the night work, you know.
He has a point. Al-Khali?
I gave the watchman Al-Khali's description. He didn't recognize it.
Okay. Malachite?
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
Sorry, it's...
Okay. Therma?
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Sorry,
Yeah, I'm gonna go through the list. Obviously, Ilsa.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
Sorry, it's...
Okay. So, mysterious murders. Have you heard anything?
Do you know anything about the recent murders in Ankh-Morpork?
That's nothing to do with me.
Fine, fine. Madame Lodestone?
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
Sorry, it's...
Okay.
Have you seen any labels like this before?
Oh, sure.
Where?
on crates.
I have this inescapable feeling that I could try and get some useful information out of you about this, but that it wouldn't be worth the time and effort I'd have to spend on the way.
I'd go with that feeling if I were you.
Okay, do you know about this scrap paper?
Does this mean anything to you?
That's nothing to do with me.
Fine. So I think I've asked you everything, so let's make a save. Yes, purified. Nope. Save and game saved.
The doors led into the warehouse itself, but the watchman wasn't about to let me in.
Let's see what.
As it was,
Up.
if it wasn't for the watchman, I could probably get in through the doors. As it was, I needed another plan.
Okay, what can we do with the crates?
I couldn't tell what the crates contained, and frankly, I didn't much care.
So that's nothing of importance. So let's see what can we find through here. Wah, wah. More crates. Aren't we interesting? Is there a river Ankh? What do you say about the river?
The River Ankh. Probably the only river in the universe on which you could chalk the outline of a corpse.
Anything else?
The River Ankh. I'd already had to dive onto the Ankh once. I wasn't about to do it again.
Well, we can... Oh, there's something over there. Okay, fine. Nothing over here. But there's the skylight. How can you see that? I don't know. But... what you doing?
The skylight sat on the roof, an inviting alternative entrance.
Can I?
I wasn't the disc's greatest climber, and the warehouse wasn't the easiest building to scale. I was going to need some help.
So, we only have a crowbar. We really can't do anything at the moment. It would seem. We need something. We definitely need something, but what that is, I don't know. I was thinking that there's a rope over there, but we can't really use that, so... I guess we need to leave for now. So here's the Octarine Parrot, Pseudo Police Yard, Cafe Ankh, Lewton Office, Pier 5, Dwarf. I'll take a quick look-see at the Lewton's office. You might be wondering why I do that. I do remember that basically, like with the Dwarf, there might be something that happens there, which we should be wary. I have this vague memory of it. I'm sorry, I'm starting to get quite tired, but I will continue a little bit before I turn to bed. Oh, I do see something.
The note had been pushed under my door by Carlotta.
Lewton, I am anxious to see you again and to find out how the case is going. Come to the von Uberwald mansion on Moon Pond Lane. Carlotta von Uberwald.
So, Carlotta was a member of the von Uberwalds, one of the richest and most reclusive families in Ankh-Morpork. That explained why she could afford to offer to pay me so much. It didn't explain why she hadn't got around to paying me yet, but I could wait, at least until the rent was due.
Uberwald. But that was something I was waiting actually. there it is. But before that, I'll go to see Pseudopolis Yard and find out if we can actually get something out of there about Therma and her body, which we apparently need to find.
You could say this about... Well,
Nope.
good.
Wrong
Hello
button.
again. Hello.
So, Lodestone.
Have you ever heard of a troll by the name of Madame Lodestone?
Madame Lodestone? Oh, there's a name I've not heard in quite a while.
You know her then?
Well, no, but I've heard of her. She died in some sort of construction mishap.
A mishap, Nobby.
Whatever. Anyway, if memory serves, they put her body in the Selachi Mausoleum. Don't know how she ended up in such an exclusive establishment, but that's how I heard it.
That doesn't sound very likely.
You did ask.
I do have two places to go. Either to the Mausoleum or Uberwald Mansion. I think I go for the Mausoleum first. And there it is.
The Selachi family mausoleum was one of the most beautiful buildings I'd ever seen, nestled in an upmarket part of the city of Ankh. It was unguarded because, quite frankly, no one in their right mind would do anything to offend the Selachi family, given their ties to the Assassin's Guild. It wasn't just something that wasn't done, it was also something that wasn't survived.
Sounds promising. Save. Interesting. So why would be a troll here?
The Selachi family mausoleum was full of tombs. More chambers, annexes, vaults, sepulchres, and catacombs than a thesaurus.
Right. Tombs. Do I walk here then?
I tried to find Therma's grave, but it was a waste of time. You'd need to be an expert in heraldry or genealogy to even begin to navigate around it. I'll say this for the nobility. They keep their dead well indexed.
So we need to get information about... Did we get just a new place? Pseudopolis? Well, let's go see the one Uberwald's mansion.
I already had a bad feeling about the Mundy case, but learning that my employer was a von Uberwald didn't fill me with confidence. I didn't know the facts about the von Uberwalds, but the rumors were bad enough.
May I help you, sir?
You could let me in for a start.
Very good, sir.
And don't call me sir.
As you wish, sir. May I take your coat and hat, sir?
Thanks, but no. I feel naked without them.
That must make it difficult to clean them.
Was that a joke?
I never joke, sir. It's not my job. I may lie, dissemble, or deceive, but I never joke.
Look, I don't want you to take my coat, okay?
But of course, sir. Sir is welcome to drip all over the immaculate hardwood floor that I spent several hours polishing this morning, because Sir is a guest, and Sir is entitled to do whatever Sir wishes.
I do enjoy that veiled, well, it's not even veiled, hostility. Let's talk to him.
Nice house.
Sir's taste in architecture must be quite exquisite, to so accurately summarize the many splendid cornices and archaic stained-glass frescoes of this splendid Lorenzian building as nice.
You have a gift for making people feel welcome, don't you?
One is blessed.
One is blessed, totally. Let's ask the questions, as we have so accustomed for this. Mundy.
Do you know anything about a man named Mundy?
Regrettably, sir, I know nothing about that person.
Milka?
Do you know anything about the Milka?
I'm sorry. I cannot assist, sir, in that matter.
Cannot assist or do not know. Probably cannot assist. Carlotta?
So what do you make of Carlotta, then?
Sir?
Carlotta. Carlotta von Uberwald. She does live here, doesn't she?
Indeed, sir. Sir is as dogged in his pursuit of the truth as he is determined to warp the incalculably valuable hardwood floor by his persistent dripping.
You're not going to give up on this hardwood floor thing, are you?
As ever, sir is both astute and incredibly stubborn.
What about Carlotta?
She is also quite astute and most definitely stubborn.
What do you think about her, then?
I am not paid to form opinions, sir, merely to perform menial actions such as guarding the hardwood floor, a task I am, alas, failing in at the current time.
Will you shut up about the hardwood floor?
As sir wishes. I will no longer mention how sir is irrevocably damaging timber felled by the hand of the 77th Earl of Ankh. Boards that have lain here for longer than sir has been alive, and that were first laid before sir's father was even a glint in the eye of his grandfather, whomsoever that may have been.
Okay, Al-Khali?
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali?
Regrettably, sir, I know nothing about that person.
Malachite?
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
Regrettably, sir, I know...
Therma?
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Regrettably, sir,
Okay. Ilsa and two conquers.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conquers?
I'm sorry. I cannot assist, sir, in that matter.
Interesting. A little bit different than mysterious murders. Probably you're the killer.
Do you know anything about the recent murders in Ankh-Morpork?
I don't know anything about any murders, sir.
Okay, what else? Madame Lodestone?
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
Regrettably, sir, I know nothing about that person.
Selachi Mausoleum.
You wouldn't happen to know your way around the Selachi family mausoleum by any chance?
Sir has many questions, but alas, I have few answers.
So I think we're done with that. Oh, yes, we are.
I'll be back. I bet you can't wait.
Indeed, sir. My anticipation is almost tangible.
Go and polish that floor, will you?
Oh, right,
Hello again.
I take it sir still does not wish for me to take sir's coat.
No.
Very good, sir. Please feel free to continue to damage the priceless hardwood floor.
I guess I need to show the invitation.
I have an invitation from Carlotta.
Ah, sir is as quick to reach the point of sir's visit as a tortoise with a war wound is in crossing a very large desert. I will fetch Mistress Carlotta for sir, provided sir would be so kind as to wait here and not to touch the valuable and irreplaceable furniture that adorns the room sir is currently dripping on.
I'll see what I can do. The painting bore a striking resemblance to Carlotta.
The Duchess Charlotte von Uberwald, née Leopoldine. My predecessor, in a sense.
Oh? Are you a duchess?
No, but the resemblance is impressive, isn't it? My husband was struck by it from the moment I met him.
Where is your husband?
Dear Ulrich passed away during a civil uprising in Uberwald several years ago. Quite a terrible business, actually. Peasants, pitchforks, burning torches, the usual sort of thing.
Usual?
For Uberwald, certainly. Their ways may seem barbaric, but it's just the way things have always been done. If there wasn't a civil uprising every few years, I do believe the nobility would be most disappointed. Dying at the hands of a mob in a burning castle is practically traditional.
Tradition important to you, is it?
Ever the investigator, eh, Lewton? Even your employer isn't beyond suspicion.
My old boss used to say that everyone was guilty of something.
And what are you guilty of?
Too many things, sweetie, but nothing you need to know about.
Okay, let's ask about Ulrich.
So what's the story with you and Ulrich?
Do you believe in love at first sight, Lewton?
It saves a lot of time, certainly.
Ulrich fell for me the moment we met. I guess seeing that painting every day probably helped.
Don't sell yourself short. You have a few assets of your own. I'm sure it was an equitable transaction.
You think I married him for his money?
Did you?
Let me tell you something, Lewton. I've been rich and I've been poor. Rich is better.
Did you love him?
Does it matter?
It matters to me.
Maybe I did. I guess it depends on what love is.
Love is a moment of weakness that allows someone to hurt you more than you ever thought possible. Men were given the strength to be brutes to women, and women were given love to wreak their revenge.
Who was she, Lewton?
Who?
The one who left you with such a high opinion of women. She must have been quite a gal.
Yes, apparently she has. And let's talk.
You wanted to know how the case was going.
A girl's got to have hobbies.
I think I'm getting somewhere.
We're all getting somewhere, Lewton. The question is, am I going to like where you're going?
I guess we'll just have to find that out the old-fashioned way.
That's me, an old-fashioned girl.
Like the girl in the picture.
The Duchess? She was quite a trendsetter in her era. She wore her dress so high, you could almost see her ankles.
My heart is pounding at the thought.
The case?
I don't have much to tell you about the case, I'm afraid.
You still haven't found Mundy?
Not yet. I might do a better job if I had more money at my disposal.
Ah, yes, of course. You haven't been paid yet.
Well, it had crossed my mind.
I'm sure I could sort something out.
I didn't doubt that she could. The question was, would she? And more to the point, when would she?
Yeah, I'm guessing we are not getting money. The Duchess?
What can you tell me about the Duchess?
The Duchess Charlotte von Uberwald. Born Charlotte Ameliorati Victoire Tangerine Leopoldine, she married the Duke when she was 13, which was the style at the time. She was considered a risque dilettante by most of the nobility of Uberwald, and rumors abounded that she caused the heart attack that killed the Marquis of Grand Mal when she showed him her naked knees. Her corset was said to be so tight that her first pregnancy went into extra time, and her first and only son had learned his first word by the time he was born.
You're pretty good on this family history business, then.
I dabble.
Well, that was an interesting story. As we already know, what we are going to do is go through everything. And I do enjoy listening to the discussion. Anyways, Mundy.
Tell me again about Mundy.
What's to tell? I've told you all you need to know.
Milka.
Do you know anything about the Milka?
Let's try not to get too sidetracked, Lewton.
Okay. Carlotta.
I wasn't about to ask Carlotta about herself.
Why not? Al-Khali.
Have you heard of a dwarf who goes by the name of Al-Khali?
No, I haven't.
Never mind. It was a long shot.
Okay, I guess she hasn't, but she was quick to decline. But we can't really make out of it. Make anything out of it. Malachite.
Do you know a big, dumb troll called Malachite?
I thought all trolls were big and dumb.
This one pushes new boundaries. Do you know him or not?
No, I don't.
Okay. Therma.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
Sorry, Lewton. I've never heard of them.
Ilsa and Two Conquers.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conquers?
Be careful, Lewton. I don't appreciate people wasting my time.
But you haven't paid me yet, so I'm not wasting your time. Mysterious murders.
You wouldn't have anything to do with the recent murders.
Why, Mr. Lewton, you must think the worst of me.
I think the worst of everyone. That's my job.
Do you think Mundy could have been murdered?
Anyone could be murdered, but speculation is cheap.
And you're not?
I'm not cheap. I'm a bargain.
Okay. Madame Lodestone.
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
Sorry, Lewton. I've never heard of them.
Okay, and Selachi Mausoleum.
I need your help.
I'm not hard to get, Lewton. All you have to do is ask.
I need your knowledge. I need to find a particular tomb in the Selachi Mausoleum, but I don't know enough about genealogy. You do.
The Selachi Mausoleum? That could be trouble.
Don't worry. I'm not going to mess with the tombs. I know better than to offend a family whose ties with the Assassin's Guild go back to its very foundation. I just want to see if someone's buried there.
Who's the stiff?
A troll named Therma.
A dead troll? You don't get much stiffer than that, I suppose.
Will you help me or not?
Of course, although I'm not really properly dressed for a mausoleum. You don't mind waiting while I get changed?
It's not like Therma's going anywhere.
If Sarah is not too busy, the master of the house wishes a word with you.
And if I am too busy?
The master of the house still wishes a word with you, and I shall be forced to beg.
That sounds like it could be fun.
Did I say beg, sir? I meant resort to violence.
In which case, lead the way.
Okay. What do we do now? Ah.
Mr. Lewton, as I understand it, my daughter-in-law has retained you to investigate a certain matter for her.
That's correct.
Then I take it you will be a frequent visitor to my house.
It seems likely.
Do you know who I am?
I know that they call you the Count.
Do you know why they call me the Count? Because I am a Count. Count Henning von Überwald. One of the Blintz von Überwalds, I ought to add, because frankly, Überwald had an uncountable number of counts. And I'm trapped in Ankh-Morpork at the moment because my current infirmity prohibits me from leaving this room.
That doesn't explain why you wanted to see me.
I wish to know what my daughter-in-law has you investigating.
That's between me and her.
No, Mr. Lewton. I rather suspect it isn't. You see, Carlotta's hands are not on the von Überwald purse strings, but mine are.
So you're saying I won't get paid unless I tell you what I'm doing?
No, I'm implying that. Whether or not you actually get paid is a different issue.
What's it to you?
I get very bored. I'm interested as to what goes on around me.
All right. I'm tracking someone for her.
Someone who is missing?
That's right. A man named Mundy.
Oh, I see. Very well. If you keep me informed on the progress of the case periodically, I will ensure that you receive payment.
Interesting. So let's talk to him.
So if I keep you informed on how the Mundy case is going, you'll ensure that I get paid?
As much as it is in my power to do so, yes.
And what if I mention this to Carlotta? Maybe she's got the money from other sources and doesn't need the family money.
A possibility. Very well. I'll offer to pay you irrespective of whether Carlotta pays you herself.
That seems a little unethical. I'd be betraying the trust of a client.
I'll pay you twice your usual fees.
Well, what do you know? Suddenly I've resolved all my ethical dilemmas.
Ethics are a salve for the poor, Lewton.
I am the poor.
You sound as if you are proud of the fact.
The poor are often prouder than the rich. They know that what they have can't be taken away.
Why would anyone want to take their poverty away?
I didn't say the poor were smart. I said they were proud.
Okay. Conservatory.
You said you have to stay in the conservatory. Why?
I'm not a well man, Mr. Lewton. It is hard to say how long I have for this world, or indeed if the next world will take me.
What's so special about the conservatory?
Ankh-Morpork is too hot and humid for my tastes. I had the conservatory built especially. It's colder than the rest of the house. I keep it at the temperature I feel most comfortable with.
Why so cold?
You ask too many questions.
I'm an investigator. It's my job.
Well, be thankful that I find your impertinence charming, or else I might be forced to teach you a lesson.
In your condition?
You would be surprised at just what I can do in my condition, Mr. Lewton.
Interesting little threads there. Wealth.
So the von Uberwalds are wealthy then?
Not compared to some, but we have more than enough to look after our own.
Is Carlotta one of your own?
When she married into us, she became a part of us.
You sound like you don't approve.
My opinions of Carlotta are not the issue. Traditions and ties of blood are stronger than opinions.
But there is no tie of blood between you and Carlotta. She married into the clan.
Mr. Lewton, there are ties of blood between all the von Uberwalds. In Uberwald, blood is very important.
Right. Are you vampires or something like that? As we already know, what we're going to do is go through everything. Mundy.
What can you tell me about Mundy?
I'm afraid I can tell you nothing, but I would be interested in what you have to say about Mundy.
Carlotta says he's an ex-lover and she suspects him of cheating on her.
And you believed her?
Whether I believe her or not is immaterial.
That is true. It really doesn't matter what we believe, as far as we can get paid. Milka.
Do you know anything about the Milka?
I'm sorry, but I don't get out of the conservatory much.
Fine. Fine. Carlotta?
Tell me about Carlotta.
I find it impertinent that you should ask questions so boldly of me.
You'll live.
It is fortunate that I find your manner amusing.
I guess this must be my lucky day.
Very well. Carlotta became a member of the family by marrying my son Ulrich, who is no longer with us.
I'm sorry.
Yes, he returned to Uberwald several years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was dead.
Oh, he is. And, alas, Carlotta is now part of my family, and I have a duty to protect her.
Why do you dislike her so much?
It is not something you should trouble yourself with.
Interesting. Interesting. Al-Khali?
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali?
These days, the only people I know are those who come to the mansion.
Fine. Malachite?
Do you know a big, dumb troll who goes by the name of Malachite?
Malachite. There's a name I have not heard in many years. Yes, I know of him.
How?
As it happens, he broke into this mansion several years ago and stole several valuable heirlooms that were never recovered. Incredibly, the City Watch was able to catch him before the Thieves Guild did, and he was imprisoned.
For some reason, I decided not to tell the Count that Malachite had escaped. I had a feeling the troll could still be useful to me. Maybe as a rockery one day.
That is interesting. And a good thing to point out that, yeah, if you're thinking that why ask Malachite about Malachite from him, you probably have to come back later and still ask that question. Maybe. I'm not certain. But I think, if I remember correctly, there are points where you actually get stuck because you haven't asked the right question from the right person to get the right knowledge. Anyways, Therma.
Do you know anyone named Therma?
These days, the only people...
Okay. Ilsa?
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
These days...
So nothing about them. Mysterious murders.
Do you know anything about the recent murders?
There are always murders in Uberwald. I don't see why these should be any different.
I was talking about the murders here in Ankh-Morpork.
Mr. Lewton, I couldn't be less interested in the petty crimes of this wretched city.
Yeah, I guess he's talking about truth of that. Or he's hiding something. Madame Lodestone.
Have you heard of a singer named Madame Lodestone?
These days, the only people I know...
So no, Selachi.
Do you know the Selachi Mausoleum at all?
I'm aware of it. The Selachi family and the von Uberwalds do occasionally mix in polite society.
By polite society, you mean high society?
Well, certainly out of your reach.
Is there any chance you could show me around it?
Mr. Lewton, there is little chance that I will leave this room for you or anyone else, let alone travel halfway across town to give you a guided tour of a mausoleum. Also, I confess, it would bring back happy memories of when I was dating.
You took your dates to a mausoleum?
Sometimes. Sometimes my dates lived in mausoleums.
You dated the dead?
No, the undead. They can be terrible bores sometimes, but most vampires are terribly well bred.
Okay, at least they were undead, not dead. Fine. Do you tell anything about yourselves?
So your account?
I am the Count, yes.
What's it like?
It's fine. Although one does get the occasional burning desire to tear out the throat of people who ask too many questions. Do I have to draw you a picture?
That would help, for sure, for sure. I think we're done. Do I have anything that I could show you? Let's show this.
Carlotta sent me an invitation card.
My, what a fascinating thing to insert into an otherwise interesting conversation. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to glare at you until you change the subject.
Label?
Can you read this?
I'm sorry, but I don't get out of the...
Okay. Scrap.
I'm sorry.
So nothing new. I think we are done here.
Now let's get this straight. We're looking for a troll named Therma.
As far as I know, yes, but she may be in here under the name Madame Lodestone.
Okay, then we can rule out the Fornix Sanguis Ceruleus.
What?
The Blue Blood Vault. We can probably eliminate the heroic decapitated war veterans vault and the thoroughbred pet vault. Do you know what relation this troll had to the Selachi family?
Does there have to be one?
She wouldn't be buried here if she wasn't.
Well, your guess is as good as mine. It took Carlotta a while to work it out, but we eventually found a Madame Lodestone in the Fornix Famulus, the servitor's vault. Guess she used to keep the floors real clean or something.
Here we are. Madame Lodestone.
There's an inscription. Madame Lodestone, singer and retainer of Lord Robert Selachi, taken from us when her house collapsed, returning her to the rubble from whence she came. Not much of an epitaph. Still, it's more than I expect mine will say. I'll probably end up with whatever's written on the cement bag round my feet.
Right.
Carlotta? Carlotta? She disappeared without even a word. I couldn't work that woman out. Still, she'd found me the tomb, which left me trying to decide whether or not to tell Malachite.
Well, we probably have to open the tomb, but that is for the next time. So we made a little bit progress, quite a lot of progress actually. And yeah, next time we will check if we can open the slab and see if there's anyone inside. I don't know. But yeah, that is for the next time. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you on the coming episode. So, goodbye.